Hey y'all, it's Kayla with the Celebration Company. Let's do a Christmas tree. Let's get into some Christmas spirit a little bit today. So I picked this item up. I don't know what it is. No clue. It may have come like off of a bed or something. That's kind of my assumption, but I'm not really sure. Anyways, I grabbed 2 of them at the junk store. They are nice and heavy and sturdy, and I want to turn this into a Christmas tree. I love that it's got this sort of detail on it. I love the color of it and all of that. So we are going to give it a little bit of green and put it on a stand and put a star on it and all the things and turn it into a super cute Christmas tree. So I'm gonna start out. I've got this little base here. It looks like a button because I used it as a button one time, but all it was just a regular like 5-inch plaque that you can get for like 99 cents or something like that at Dollar Tree. You can get them at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, all those places. This is going to cover up my holes, so I'm not too worried about that. But I'm going to just paint this with a quick coat of white chalk paint. So just gotta find a brush that I want to use. Let's just go with this one here. So I'm just going to use my white chalk paint from Walmart and just give this a quick coat. And we are going to distress this later and maybe add some antiquing wax to it. We want this project to look kind of old and found and rustic, and so that is what that's the look we're going for with this. But I definitely want to start with a little bit of a white base. I don't want that limey green base. I don't really think that is going to match very well with the green we're going to put on the tree. So let's see. I just want to get all of it coated. I want to make sure I get those little crevices coated. Okay. So there we go. Now that I have completely covered my hands in white paint. The lid back on here. What I'm going to do next is we're going to paint this, and I'm using Sage chalk paint from Walmart. And for this, we are going to coat this really well. And then we're going to come back with a paper towel and we're going to wipe off some excess. I want this to have a green look, but I don't necessarily want to just paint the whole thing green, okay? So let me find a paintbrush that's going to work for me. Gotta clean one off here. Okay. So I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time. I'm gonna apply it liberally. I want it to go into all of these cracks and crevices. So just coat it liberally, and you've got to use chalk paint for this because you're painting over metal, or at least I am. Now, obviously, you may not have this exact piece. But again, this is just one of those things. Just think about things that you may have or that you may see somewhere that you could use instead. Okay, so see how that does? It just kind of gets into all these cracks and crevices. You can still see that brass, that sort of rustic brass underneath, but it's given it a little hint of green as well. So you just really want to make sure all those cracks are filled. And then you just come back, and I'm just using a paper towel for this. I don't want to take off a lot of the paint. I really just want to take it off the surface. Okay. So look how that's looking. Oh my goodness. It looks almost like it's tarnished that much further. So I'm just gonna get the rest of it. And for the parts that are flat, I'm almost just kind of patting it. I want to take some paint off, but I don't want to take it all off. I still want there to be a hint of green. And so you can kind of just like, you know, dab as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna come back, I'm just wiping some off, and then I'm just gonna kind of dab it as well to just make sure it looks really good and rustic. Okay, so that is what it looks like right now. Looks really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and dry both of these items. And I think I want to do something else to the tree. As I'm looking at it, I think I want to put some white on it to really bring out the detail. All right, so I'm gonna take some white. I've also got to put another coat on my little plaque here, but I'm gonna take some white and I'm gonna go over it again. I know you're like, what in the world? But trust me, we're gonna take some white and then I'm gonna take a baby white. And I'm just gonna wipe it off. And it's still gonna be green. And you can wipe off as much as you want. But I think it's going to just really give it a pretty look. It's gonna kind of just settle in those cracks. I'm also kind of wiping off some of that green on those raised areas. Let me show you. See how that just adds so much to it? It just kind of brightens it so much. I'm not putting it on super heavy, but I do want to try and get it into those cracks and those crevices. So then I'm just coming back with my baby wipe, just wiping it off. I think I need another baby wipe. We're just adding to the patina of this piece. Just making it stand out more. Oh yeah. Look at that. How pretty that is. Now, it is green, I promise. You may not be able to tell really well in the on the screen there, but I promise it looks green in person. so pretty. So pretty. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm just going, just adding just a little bit of green in places, just like dry brushing, okay? I'm not doing a lot. Just a little here and there. Okay. Now I'm just gonna put a second coat on my base, and then we're just gonna distress this. Okay, there we go. All right, so they're both ready. We just need to get them dried, and we'll sand this. And I forgot about my star. I'm gonna have to paint that or do something with it. But this is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. I can't wait to show you a picture of it. So you can kind of see it up close, but it looks really, really good. All right, I'm gonna clean up my hands a little bit so I don't get everything nasty, because my hands are pretty nasty. After messing with both of these pieces. Okay, so next we're going to take some sandpaper, and I'm just gonna go at this little piece right here. Let's see, it's still not quite dry. Let me finish drying it. And I do like that this has a little bit of a green underneath it. So I'm just taking a piece of sandpaper and I'm just gonna sand all over this piece, mostly concentrating on the outside, the edges of it. Okay. There we go. So now I'm going to take some antiquing wax to it. Let me show you how this is looking, okay? So we're gonna put that on the base like that. But we're gonna do a little bit of antiquing wax to kind of make this base kind of go with this piece a little better. So I'm just going to use a baby wipe and a little bit of antiquing wax, and I'm just going to go over this just wherever you like. You can put as much or as little as you want to on. So if you're not happy with the way it looks in spots, just go back over it with the wipe and wipe some off. But I like it just like that. Let me dry this really quick. Okay. All right, you guys. So our little piece is gonna just go right on here. I'm gonna grab some strong tape, not tape, some strong glue, some E6000, and I'm gonna put some on the bottom in a few spots. And then I'm also going to do some hot glue, just to kind of help with that sort of instant adhesion. What's going on here? Why isn't my glue gun working? Well, y'all. There we go. Okay. So then I'm just gonna center this just right onto my little plaque. Okay. Now I've got this star that I was thinking about putting on the top and then maybe doing a bow at the top. So I need to paint this, and I just got to decide what color I want to paint it. Even though it's not, no, it's not my color. I'm feeling gold. I'm feeling like gold would just go really well with this. So we're gonna do some gold. So this is Folk Art Pure Gold. I just thought the gold would go really well since this is a piece of brass. That was kind of my thinking on that. So it's gonna need another coat. And I'm gonna paint the back as well since you'll see both sides. Okay, so now that it's dry, I am thinking about what to fill the hole with in the middle, even though right now the paint is kind of doing that. And I'm also thinking about how I'm gonna put this in. So I think that a popsicle stick on the back, I'm gonna try to cover it with hot glue, or I'm sorry, with a bow. So I'm gonna take a popsicle stick and stick it just right onto the back of this star. Okay, just like that. Yeah. And then I am just gonna put some hot glue here at the bottom where the star is just kind of touching the top of this. The hot glue gun is not being nice to me right now. I'm not sure what its deal is. And then once we get a bow on here, that's really going to help to kind of stabilize it. So let's figure out what kind of bow we want to do. What kind of bow do I want to do? I don't think I've got anything that's gold. Don't mind that. This might be pretty and fancy. That's pretty and fancy right there. Maybe a little gold to kind of bring it down a notch and make it not so fancy. What about a little dash of red in here? Okay, I think I'm gonna do that. Let's see. So, what I'm thinking is, I've got some green wired velvet here. Super pretty. And for this, I'm gonna do just a really simple scrappy bow. So I'm just doing a few pieces. Three different colors. And I'm trying the red in here too. To kind of make it not so dressy, not so fancy. I want it to all blend, but I don't want it to be too much. You know what I mean? So then we're just gonna tie this together, and I'm just trying to decide what I want to tie it together with. I think I'm just gonna do a piece of jute. Okay, tie it good and tight. Remove the excess. All right, let's see how we did. I don't know, we'll see. spread everything out. Okay, here's the thing. I don't like the gold. I don't like the gold, y'all. So we are going to put some white on it. No problem. I'm just gonna take some white and just paint one coat over it. The reason why I'm doing one coat is I'm just gonna give it a distress, and I think it's gonna look really good. But it looked a little too fancy, I think, with that gold. So that was the wrong call, in my personal opinion. Let's see, I'm just gonna take this back off. I think the bow, once we get that bow on, is really gonna help to kind of just stabilize it. Kind of hold it on. Okay. There we go. Battery's about to die, you guys. Okay. All right, so now I'm just gonna take some sandpaper, just give it a really quick, real quick distress. I like how all those colors are coming through. It's really pretty. Okay, let's try this again. I don't know what is going on with my glue gun, but it is just not acting right. It's like it just only goes so far. It's like it's getting too hot or something. Weird. Okay. Oh yeah, I think that's better for sure. So I'm just gonna put a big dollop of hot glue on the back of my bow and just set that right at the base of my star and at the top of my tree. And that'll just help to kind of hold everything together. And this looks really cute. Look, you guys. How cute is that? Such a different, fun take on a tree. I love things that are different and a little bit unique, but so whimsical, okay? This is super whimsical. And so I hope you guys like it as much as I do. I hope you enjoyed this one. And think outside the box, you guys. Think about something that you could turn into something that's totally not what it's meant for. All right, y'all. I'm going to let you go. Have a fabulous day. See you later.